What up, everybody? Back again here with our negative number unit. So let's dive under the water and see what our objective is today. Our objective today I will be able to locate and plot rational numbers on a number line. Let's get it started with some math vocabulary. So throughout this entire playlist, we've been talking about what integers are, right? Integers are positive and negative whole numbers as well as zero. The key thing with integers is that they are whole numbers. Rational numbers are numbers that can be written as the ratio of two whole number integers, aka they are integers, fractions, decimals, and repeating decimals. Okay, so here are some examples. You can have a whole number 5, and that's going to be a rational number. So integers are also rational numbers. You could write it as a fraction, right? So you could have 2/3 as long as the numerator and denominators are both integers, and that's going to be a rational number. You could also have a repeating decimal, and that's going to be a rational number. And you can have a normal decimal, right, that just stops at a certain place value, and that's also going to be a rational number. So the real mathematical definition, a number that can be written as the ratio of two integers, but really what you're looking for are any integers, so any whole numbers, any fractions, any repeating decimals, or any decimals that just are truncated at a certain place value. So let's rewind back to when we learned about fractions and decimals. When you first learned about fractions and decimals, you had array models and number lines. And so you could graph 3/4 on a number line. You know that your denominator is 4, so all of your wholes you're going to split into 4 equal groups. So there's one whole. Here's my second whole. And then if I wanted 3/4 of that, I would just be talking about 3 of those 4 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, and we could graph a positive 3/4 on the number line. If we wanted to graph 1 and 25/100ths on the number line, the easiest thing to do would be to convert this to a fraction. So the easiest way in my head to convert decimals to fractions is to think about them as coins if I can. And so if I have 25 cents, that's like 1/4. So you could say you had 1 and 1/4, right? And you could also graph that on the number line. You'd do one whole and then another fourth, and you'd have 1 and 1/4 right here. Well, just like we learned in our very first introduction to negative numbers, there's not only a positive part of the number line, we also have all of these numbers to the left of 0 that we call the negative numbers. And just like you could graph integers in both positive and negative, you can also graph rational numbers, whether or not they're positive or negative. So if I wanted to graph a negative 3/4, I'm going to do the same thing. The fraction concept doesn't change. Here is my first whole, and I know my denominator, right, from 0 to 1 needs to be split into 4 pieces. So I'm going to split it into 4 pieces. Here I have another 4 pieces for my next whole that I'm going to split it into. And now I'm going to start at 0, and I'm going to count 3 units to the left. So 1, 2, 3, and here's where negative 3/4 would be. If I want to do a negative 1 and 1/4, same exact thing I did in my positive. I'm going to count over 1, and then I'm going to go one more piece, and here's where I would have negative 1 and 1/4. So we're taking the same concept that we used to graph positive and negative integers, and now we're just going to be breaking our number line apart into fractions and decimals and graphing rational numbers as well. Let's take a look at an I do problem. So it says last night it snowed 8/10 of an inch. Mark that on the number line. So we want to start with that first. So let me scroll down a little bit so you can see the whole number line. Let me move this. All right. And here we have 0, and here is positive 1. So our number line is split into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 equal pieces that make up the whole. So our number line is split into tenths. Each of these dashes is going to be 1/10. So you can write that as a fraction or a decimal. Just because it's going to take less room, I'll write it as a decimal. So here's 1/10, here's 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10 or 1/2, 6/10, 7/10, and here would be 8/10, 9/10, and then 10/10 would be 1 whole, right? And so if I want to graph 8/10 on the number line, I would start at 0, and because it's positive, I'm going to be counting up, and I would graph it right here at 8/10. The next part of that says mark the opposite of 8/10 on the number line. Well, just like we talked about in our last lesson, if we want to make something the opposite of a positive, we need to put a negative sign in front of it. So the opposite of 8/10 is going to be -8/10, right? We're going to use that negative sign to say the word opposite. Now I want to mark below 0 on my number line because I want -8/10. So again, here's my one whole right here, and it's split into 10 equal groups again, so each one is going to be a tenth. So here I have 0. I'd have -1/10 here, -2/10. Oops, it's supposed to be a negative sign right there. -3/10, -4/10, -5/10, -6/10, -7/10, -8/10, -9/10, and then 10/10 would be -1 whole. So if I want to graph -8/10, I'd count down 8/10 and mark it on my number line. So that was the second part. So my next question says, between what integers is 8/10? Now, if you remember, our definition of integers are whole numbers and 0, right? And so 8/10 would be between one whole and 0. So I would say 0 and +1, right? Remember, integers are whole numbers. Rational numbers include integers, but it could also be decimals, fractions, and repeated decimals. So my next question says, between what integers is -8/10? So again, I have 0 because 0 is an integer, and my next integer would be -1 whole, and 8/10 is between those on my number line. So this one would say 0 and -1. So that's how we graph rational numbers. Let's take a look at a we do problem. For the we do problem, you should be doing this in your notes. If you don't have your notes, you can look at the description of the video and find a link to notes that you can either write online or print off and take your notes with us. So it says, what rational numbers do the colored dots represent? So I'm gonna get my colored dots here. I'm gonna have blue equals, I'll have green equals, purple equals, there we go, and red equals. And I'll start with red because I already have that pen. Here I see that I have 0 and -1, and that it's split into 1, 2, 3 equal pieces. So each of my dashes on this number line is going to be equal to 1/3. So if I label this, I have 1/3, -1/3, -2/3, -1 whole, or -3/3, right? Here I have -4/3, or you could write down 1 and 1/3, and then here you have -5/3. You could write that as -1 and 2/3 as well. So the red dot is at -5/3, or you could say -1 and 2/3. Right? That's where the red dot is. Let's go back up and do the blue. For my blue now, I'm going into the positive because I'm going to the right of 0. And again, each one of these is going to be worth 1/3. So the blue is going to be located at 2/3. All right. The green one's going to be at -2. I can see that it's right on the dot. My purple one is going to be at 1 whole, 2 wholes, and then 1 extra dash. And we've already established that each of these dashes is worth 1/3. So if I go 1/3 past 2, it's going to be 2 and 1/3. Or you could also write that as 7 thirds. Okay, and again, that's going to be positive because it's to the right of 0. So this concept isn't hard. We're doing the exact same thing we did with integers, but now we're adding fractions and decimals as well. We're adding our rational numbers as well. So here's what we want you to take with you today, right? You can represent any rational number on the number line. It doesn't just have to be whole numbers. It can be fractions, it can be decimals, it can be repeating decimals. You can represent any rational number on the number line. Thank you so much for checking us out today. We really appreciate you spending time with Instructabeats. We know there's a lot of different options for you to learn from, and we appreciate you spending your time with us. Please check us out on all the social media sites. We would love for you to subscribe, join our Instructabeats family, leave a comment, like the video, let us know where you're watching from. Again, thank you so much. Instructabeats out.